What is also interesting fact is that if you look at the number of trailers per truck, in the US, we think statistically it's almost close to 3 trailers per truck statistically on average, whilst in Europe it's well below 2. It's more like 1.5 or 1.4 trailers per truck. So that means that our carriers normally like to take their trailer back home, and trailer swapping is not something that is traditionally a big thing here in Europe. Again, this is not black and white. That number is probably rising in Europe because the demand of flexible capacity is increasing, but it is different. So if you come with procurement strategies that are based on trailer swapping, stand trailers, you will find it more challenging to get a very competitive rate here than you might have in Europe, for example. And obviously, you have to look at your metrics to see if you calculate your transportation cost per cubic meter, or you calculate it per kilo. You just got to realize that the dimensions that we can carry in a truck are different, and therefore you cannot compare the metrics like for like. And on the joke that I started with the Peterbilt truck versus the Mercedes truck, it's obvious that our fuel costs in Europe are highly driven by taxation, and traditionally have been higher if you compare it on a per liter basis in Europe. So fuel efficient driving, fuel efficient trucks, and fuel efficiency have probably played a more dominating role traditionally in the development of trucks in Europe than might have been in the US. Again, that is changing, I think, on both sides. The drive for more efficient is increasing, but therefore you will find a different type of trucks in the way that they are built, the type of engines that we traditionally have in. So those are the differences, and that for the user, the shipper, that basically means that you got to consider that our fuel costs play a dominant role in the rates, and therefore comparing rates like for like